Hi guys, Steve Girardi here. Welcome to Steve Strings. I have another review video for you today. Today we'll be looking at the full-size Hua Wind beginner classical guitar. Before we look at this guitar, let's go ahead and look at the accessories that came with this particular instrument. First of all, this instrument came with a couple of Hua Wind branded guitar picks. It came with a Hua Wind branded cleaning cloth. It came with a Hua Wind branded tuner. It also came with a set of nylon classical guitar strings. Finally, this instrument also came with a gig bag, although this is actually more of like a dust cover, and that is it is a fairly thin plastic. It does have one carrying strap on the back, which is just thin webbing, and one thin webbing carrying handle. It does, however, have a fairly substantial pocket here in the front, which all the accessories will come in. Now, I borrowed this instrument from someone for the purposes of the review, so they've had this instrument for a while, and I should say that the slider from the zipper has already come off of this gig bag. But absent of that, it's a basic sort of a dust cover that will keep it protected if you're out, walking in the rain or something like that, and that's about it. Let's go ahead and take a look at this guitar. For starters, I should say that the scale on this is about 650 millimeters, or about 25 3/4 inches. This instrument is described on the Amazon page as being made of linden or basswood, which are basically the same wood. The neck on this is described as maple, and the fretboard is described as scientific wood. And from looking at it, it's clear that it is a laminate. You can see some grain in it, but it does appear to be like a laminate fretboard. Again, the body on this is described as linden wood, and through the sound hole you can see it has that light color to the wood. Let's go ahead and look at the headstock on this. You can see that there's no label or logo on the headstock. It's just a typical classical guitar slotted headstock with some very basic classical guitar open geared tuners. Again, from looking at this instrument, from feeling it, there are no sharp edges. And again, that fretboard does appear to be a bound fretboard. There are no position markers here on the face of the soundboard, which is typical of classical guitars, but it does have some position markers here on the side, which is kind of nice. You can see this instrument does come with a rosette around the sound hole, and again, that appears to be like a water slide decal. This instrument does not have a strap button here at the heel, but it does have a basic white plastic strap button here at the lower bout. You can see this instrument as a high gloss finish, and the soundboard is stained to look like a spruce or a cedar, and the back and sides you can see are stained to look more like a mahogany sort of color, and you can see that the body does appear to be bound as well. The bridge on this instrument is also described as scientific wood. The nut and saddle on this are obviously made of plastic. We'll try to zoom in here so you can take a peek on the inside there. And of course there you can see the logo. And I'll try to show you the inside. It's kind of dark, but this instrument does have notched kerfing inside. And I'm glad to see that the braces for this are tucked underneath, like the kerfing is notched and the braces are tucked underneath there. So it does have some good looking construction going on inside. There's a little bit of glue squeeze out, but nothing bad going on. The one thing I thought was a little bit odd was on the transverse brace right here on the soundboard, there appears to be like a piece of paper or something sort of, looks like it got glued or stuck to it. And I'll put a picture up to try to show that for you. From looking at the finish on this, I can say overall the finish looks pretty good. There are no obvious scratches anywhere in the soundboard, the body, or the neck. And it has a good spray finish with no obvious signs of any pooling or bubbles or things stuck in the finish. So the finish actually looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and take a close look at the neck and the frets and see what's going on there. For starters here, I looked straight down the neck to see if there's any warp or twist or things like that going on here on the neck. And I should say that there is no twist, and there's an ever so slight underbow, which is actually nice because it gives it a bit of relief. But I did find that when I work my way up the fretboard, some of the strings have a little bit of buzz. So let me go ahead and play that for you so you can hear that for yourself. So here on the 9th fret is when, I'm sorry, the 7th fret is where you're beginning to get some buzz on the high E string. That's on the E. There's the next string up. So the B string looks good. G string's good. Okay, this is the the D string. Again, there at the 7th fret, starting to get some buzz. And the A string. So we're there at the 11th fret, getting some buzz, but not at the 12th. Okay, and the low E. Again at the 11th fret, a little buzz, but not at the 12th. So you can see that there's a little bit of buzz kind of high up the neck, down here in the first position where people play cowboy chords. There's not significant fret buzz going on there. It is worth talking about the height of the strings on this. I used my my string action ruler here to measure the height of the action on the low E string, and it's 0.5 millimeters or half a millimeter at the 1st fret, and it's 4 millimeters at the 12th fret. Again, that's on that low E string. So, and that's a typical kind of range for classical guitars. They're like 3 to 4 millimeters at the 12th fret, so that's fairly typical. You heard a little bit of a sound sample on the intro. Let me play this a little more for you. And I should say I'm a relative novice to the classical guitar, and so I apologize for the sound sample that I give you here. It does have some decent sustain, not overly loud, but not necessarily quiet either. So there you have it. Again, this is the Hua Wind full-size sort of entry-level basswood or lindenwood classical guitar. I just checked on Amazon and I see that this full-size version is not currently available. I will still leave the link there for you in the comments below, but I see that the 3/4 size of this same instrument is currently available on Amazon. I'll go ahead and leave that link for you as well. I hope you found today's review of the Hua Wind classical guitar useful. If you did, please give a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of the reviews I do as well as the builds that I share, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.